My name is Constance Mitchell. I'm 85 years old. I grew up in Rochelle, and my family has been there, I'd say, 2 generations. It's a bedroom community of New York City. We're 30 miles away from Broadway. The community I grew up in had a large portion of blacks, but also had a large portion of Italians, Polish people, Jewish people. And it was really a mix of America. But we got along good. My husband, his family moved here while he was in the service. And I belonged to the YWCA, and we used to go out there twice a month and put on these dances and different festivities for the service people. Rochester was really still a unique community, but it was very unique then. It had 2 sides of town, just like it has now. It had the Bay Norman section and the Third Ward section. And most of the blacks lived between those 2 areas of the city. I joined a group when I first came here, the Delta Essex, and we formed our little group and went out to the migrant camps and put on performances or worked with the kids out there, taught the women to sew, to wash, to iron, and we did a little bit of everything. And that was through the camps that I think I actively became involved in politics. I think the black community was close because most of the people that lived here had been here and had been here for years. I knew that I wanted to work for the community, and had been doing that. So that was in 1959. So I lost the first election. But we knew from the response we were getting that if I had had more time, I probably could have won. And that's what we did the second time around. There were not that many blacks that were getting ahead. That there needed to be some changes, plus the housing conditions. Rochester was in deep trouble as far as housing went because most of the blacks lived either in the 3rd Ward or the 7th Ward. You know that people were very unhappy the way conditions were within the community. The other was the job situation. I mean, here you had Kodak and Xerox, and they were not hiring enough blacks as far as the public was concerned. I think the first thing we did was tackle the whole housing problem, because you had houses there that people lived in and had hardly no heat. So we worked very closely with the city in terms of whether they could be rehabilitated or they need to be torn down. I've been here 63 years. When you've been someplace 63 years, you either love it or you hate it. And I love Rochester. What I really love about this town is that the people. Rochester has a small town mentality. I hate to say this, but the people really, once they accept you, you can't find a better group of people. If they like you, they'll die and go to hell for you.